Hey guys, ArchieLuxury, how are you? Hello, welcome to the Pontiff's PlayStation. How are you guys? ER's in the audience. ER, hello ER. Let's get some guests on the show now. Let's get them on. I'm going to post the link. Brian, JJ Lecoute, come on, man, come on, get on the show. Let's talk wristwatches. Happy New Year! It can't be any worse than 2020, that's for sure. And I'm wearing my JJ Lecoute. I'm wearing my JJ Lecoute this morning. Yes, I thought I'd put it on. And I got my JJ's on. Hey, JJ, how are you, man?
Good. How you doing today? Happy New Year. Well, it's the second by you now, right?
Yeah, but it's all geared to the American audience because that's where my money comes from.
Okay.
Happy New Year, baby! Let's pump that baby, hey?
That's it. Get some Happy New Year super chats.
And we got Marco here. Yeah, it's very interesting. I was really interested to hear about those fancy wancy fragrances.
we were just talking about it in the stream a little earlier. Seems like a lot of people who are into watches are into fragrances as well.
Showcase, how are you, man?
Hey Arch, not bad, and you?
Hey Showcase, what's up,
Happy
Marco?
New Year! What's going on?
Hey Showcase.
Happy New Year to you all.
Yes, sir.
What date in the UK? You're the first still, are you?
Yep, still the first. Still New Year's Day for another 26 minutes.
Okay, dokie.
What you got there, Arch? You got your breakfast?
Yep, speaking of fragrance, let's get Tim on the air.
Hello, Archie.
Hey, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
I decided to pull out my fragrances before we talk. Oh, we got Jeff. Jeff's coming on.
Live from Rolex HQ.
The whole panel is here. The whole
Hey, Jeff, good to see you back at work.
Yeah, I thought I'd better come back and work. I need to pay for the bills. Yep.
Jeff.
You started this,
what's going
Archie.
on?
You started this. It's like, you know.
Jeff, how else did I get a sub? Tell me this. Oh, I'm not even wearing the sub. I'm wearing my JJ Lecoute.
That's the spirit.
Wow, look at that. Sub no date. Looks beautiful, Jeff.
Good on you, Archie.
What do you think of these guys who wear $500 aftershaves, Jeff? In my day, if you were classy, you had Brute 33, wasn't it?
Old Spice.
The Aramis. You remember Aramis?
Yes. What's the go with all this fancy wancy fragrances?
Yeah, I can't spend $500.
Yeah. Tim's got quite a few behind them there, you know.
I've got a small collection, but they're all like these fragrances. They're like Rolexes. You can always sell them, get your money back, Ponte.
Even half open ones?
Yeah, and especially the longer you hold them, people will want like the batch code. It's good to get the fragrance when it first comes out.
Super chat, Ponte.
Super chat, thank you, Marco.
So like when the
Watch habit, $5.50 Canadian. Happy New Year, gents. Arch, put on the sub. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
What time is it in Switzerland, Jeff?
Yeah. Showcase, good on you, mate.
That's right.
I got no idea.
I bet if you just turn the camera to the left, I bet we'll see all the watchmakers hard at work.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a
Oh,
nice
dear.
view of Geneva.
No, fun and games.
How
How are we all right? All good?
Yeah, good.
JJ, you all right?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Today's the first day of a new year. Hopefully some better things to come than 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go, another super chat. We got $2. Mr. 2, $3. Jeff was busy filming the next Neighbours episode.
Yeah,
It's
there
Cody's
you go.
granddad.
Ponte,
Cody's
look at
granddad.
this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
oh my god,
What is that?
Oh, my
Lemon
God.
meringue pie.
Should you be eating that?
Probably not. Look at this, Ponish. Rubber.
I was going to show you some of. You want to see my
Rubber.
fragrances quickly, guys?
Oh yes.
Oh boy.
Okay, here we go. Number 1.
That's
Obsession.
nice.
Obsession for Men. Calvin Klein.
Should just have Rolex written across the bottom.
$30 from pharmacy under $30. Pharmacy Warehouse.
Well, actually, this fragrance has a really good history.
What's that?
Well, when they I think they redesigned the bottle, and they were the first ones.
1980. Let's go back to the 80s.
Opium.
Future.
Ooh, this
Oh
is
my
classic.
God.
1970.
I
Here
bought the
we
ladies
go.
version for my mom for her birthday.
Very nice. Very 80s.
This was $60. They got it at
Wow.
special at Pharmacy Warehouse.
My grandmother used to wear that.
Pharmacy Warehouse.
Super chat.
Yeah, they did it for ladies as well. And this is a gift from my Japanese wife. I've still got some left. Mr. 2, $3. Arch, should you be eating those carbs? Good point.
Very good question.
Very good point. That's the bottle. I got a little bit left there.
Ah,
So you're saying that'll last? Is that right?
Yeah.
Just keep
Forever.
it out of the sunlight in a cool.
In the
chance,
box.
In the box. Always
Yes.
in the box.
box makes it more expensive. If you're gonna, that could be, depending on the fragrance. That fragrance could be like $10,000 if it was some type of good formulation. You know Jean-Paul Gaultier?
Yes.
His Le Male from like the 80s, sealed, go for like 20 grand.
Okay, there we go. Santos de Cartier. That was my Japanese wife gave me that.
Do you have box and papers for all your fragrances?
Okay. This is a gift. You know ER. ER sent me this.
Oh, that's a classic.
ER is classy. That's
Very
all,
nice.
Wow.
That's all you need in a like you know how you say like a Submariner is a one and done in your collection. Well,
Can't
that's
use
the
this.
equivalent.
This is expensive.
Yeah.
This is special occasion only.
Wait, how expensive is it, Arch? Just to get an idea.
200.
Oh, that's a fat bottle.
How much?
Wow, that's a lifetime supply. I have half of that.
That big bottle like that, yeah, goes for probably close to 200, right? I would say.
Okay, that's
40,
not
I
that
think
bad.
No.
That's my best
Not sure.
my best. What is it? Is it perfume? What do they call it for men?
Fragrance.
Fragrance.
Everything is
Fragrance.
unisex now. It's all unisex.
Are you joking?
What they say is that it leans masculine, it leans feminine. It doesn't
Yeah.
because they want to have a broad audience to sell to. So they got smart. There is no men and women really anymore. It's kind of unisex.
It's
everything.
like the real world.
NATO, $8. Happy New Year, fellas. Rolex, please. Thank you, NATO. And Jay Wright, £2. Instant woman turn on 1.
Creed Aventus.
You guys really are like you guys really are like the modern men. I mean, a bar of soap and whatever crap my wife gets me for my birthday is what I wear.
Hey, let me show you. Okay, so this is one that I got. Dupe homie.
What the?
What the?
Dupe, you know Dupe? That's a very famous
Oh man,
80s. That's actually best
Dupe.
bang per buck. Women love this. I tell you now, they
Really?
love Dupe. Yeah, Dupe.
well, there's a diminishing point of return, right?
Okay, and I got my special. This is some of my fragrances I bought. Dunhill Desire Blue.
Ooh,
I'll wear this with the Z Blue.
nice.
Good idea, Paul.
And
Arch,
finally,
you have got a lot of fragrance.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
there's a lot of stink to cover up. There's a big stink. And then we got Dunhill Desire Silver.
Oh my God.
Very nice.
So-
This was 24 Aussie at Chemist discount. What's it? Chemist Warehouse. Chemist Warehouse. $24 Aussie. That now on special.
Oh.
Smell any good?
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 minutes to go on.
Guys,
Which one do you wear for bangers? Which is your bangers aftershave? You must have one.
actually, what I do for bangers is I normally take a whole bottle. So it's the ones that's I kind of I tell you, dupe. Those bar girls love dupe.
Good
To
thing-
be honest, Connor, I'm more into clothing than I am fragrances. Like I like tailored shirts and stuff like that more than I do
That
fragrances.
there.
Tailored
Besides-
shirts at 21.
I used
You
to
were-
work in banking. Okay, you have to get nice suits and nice shirts. You have to like sell people.
He's
You know,
21. He doesn't know how to
My God,
shave,
Marco.
but he's got a $500 shirt. I love that. Don't you love that? Priorities, man. He doesn't know how to shave, but hey.
Good thing you
I'll
didn't
tell
show
you-
them. Good
Connor,
thing you didn't show them my fragrance collection. The head
look
sweat.
at this. I even got the white collar and everything.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
I'll tell you what,
That's beautiful.
the youth has changed so much. When I was 21, I was not thinking about fragrance. I was not thinking about Rolex.
No.
I was not thinking about tailored shirts. I was thinking about booze and women.
And,
That was
and
it.
cars.
This is what Archie turned our youth into.
Exactly.
How long has he been making videos? Since 2011? There you
It's
go.
all your fault,
Marco
Archie.
grew up watching
2009,
Archie.
yeah.
No, I gotta be honest. It's more my grandparents that influenced me than anything else.
Hey, Johnny Rotten, my wife got me Tiger Balm for Christmas.
That shirt, Marco, will look good with an Explorer 1.
It would look good with an
amazing. Banker, that's exactly it.
Banco
I gotta
Wanka.
tell you, guys, I want to run something by you. Sometimes I get some real cocky dickheads, okay? They ask me for paid advice, okay?
All right.
Like, I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you, seriously. I have this cocky guy, and I love you Americans, by the way, particularly
Thank
New
you.
Yorkers. Let me tell you, they always blame everyone else for their problems. It's never their fault. You
Talk to
understand?
us, Archie.
Sorry?
Talk to us, Archie. Tell us.
So he's got the new Submariner, and he says to me he didn't notice it for a couple of days, but it's got a massive scratch. Could it possibly have got out of Rolex quality control with this massive gouge on it? And I'm thinking to myself, mate, just fess up. You scratched it. Instead of blaming someone else, they've always got to, you know, man up and say, hey, yeah, I did it. So I was going to show you this picture. NATO, $8. Remember when you went to the French restaurant and you ordered steak, but it was cat food? Yes. That was absolutely. That was in Hong Kong. Yes, cat food. I never heard of steak tartare. What the hell? It's horse meat as well. Can you believe that? It's. Are you joking? This is what we had. Just as well I got fries with it, because what I did is I put the fries with the bit of meat. You can sort of warm it up a bit. You know what I mean?
God.
Absolutely. 2 smoke, 2 stroke, $3. What happened to the Chanel Allure Homo? Yes. I got it. Anyhow, this guy reckons his Rolex got damaged. He reckons this watch got damaged.
Oh, the
Right?
KFC.
He reckons this watch got damaged when he bought it like this. He's blaming. He says Rolex. Do they ever have problems like this? And I'm thinking to myself, man, you're out of your mind. I think you're actually nuts. Do you understand? Do you want to see this or not? Do you want to
Yeah.
see it?
Go with Tom.
Yeah.
Because you
Sneak
tell me
preview.
what you think. So he said to me, let me read you. Can I read you the email? Hi, Paul.
Yep.
Season's greetings. Hope you had a great Christmas. This may be a question warranting a paid review. I immediately went back and said, I don't do shit for free, sunshine. You want to know, you got to pay the piper. But thought I'd ask you an opinion on whether it is possible for a Rolex to have a factory defect in bracelet that slips through quality checks to the AD, and then within AD itself, e.g. when watchmaker removes a link, perhaps some kind of clamp was used in the process. I got the no-date sub sent from AD in the city, and 2 days after receiving it, so 2 days after receiving it, this is the key words, noticed the scuffs on one link in the upper bracelet. Next to it, you can see an Explorer 2 bracelet, which I had off for 6 months. However, the scuffs don't look like the usual line-like scratches you get from desk, AD says there is no way it could have slipped with that damage, and I must have somehow scratched it, which I don't believe. I love you, Americans. Which I don't believe happened, as I wore it once under a sweatshirt before I noticed it. Anyhow, I called Rolex service in NY, but they cannot diagnose anything via email. The AD suggested taking it to another AD to have the scratch removed. I wonder if doing so will thin the link, as I see it's not a removable, replaceable one. Your opinions? So basically, between you and me, typical American smartass who always has to blame somebody else for his own misfortune. Do you want to see the link?
Yeah, go on.
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
If you're buying a $9,000
Oh.
piece of shit, don't you inspect it before you walk out of the
Exactly.
I mean,
Wow.
Oh yeah,
what do you think?
Rolex will let that go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a vicious gouge.
when you go to pick this up at the AD,
Now
you don't see that?
hang on a minute. It's not as vicious. What I think's happened is he scratched it, but when he scratched it, because it hasn't really been polished down a bit, it looks worse. It might have a bit of other crap in there. Like, it looks a lot worse than it is. But I got no question that they would never have let it get through like that. That is absolutely ridiculous.
It looks like it's rubbed up against a brick wall.
Look,
Yeah, talk to him, Jeff.
Look,
You tell him.
just man up
Rolex will
and say
never let
shit.
that go out.
You got to be careful with your stuff, okay? Let me tell you, years ago, when I had a paddock, I was putting gas in the car, and then I looked at the lugs, and I had a massive gouge in one of the lugs. Now, did I try and blame paddock? I said, oh shit, I blame myself. I said, oh my God, got to be careful. Come on, what do you think, guys? Panel, what do you think?
The best the best Archie explodes are always surrounding New Yorkers. Always are.
Instead of manning up and saying, yep, I did that, shit, I gotta be careful, he's always got to blame, hey, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
User fault. Yep.
What do you think?
That's it. It's impossible. It wouldn't leave Rolex like that. It wouldn't have left the authorized dealer like that. And if he didn't see that on his own watch, then he must be Stevie Wonder if he didn't see that.
And I don't think
Correct.
it's anywhere near as bad as it looks a lot worse. But he has done this. Let's be realistic,
Super chat.
okay? Here we go, Mr. Two, $8. More from Archie's fragrance collection. Yves Saint Laurent Beast, Dupe de Stupid, Dumb Hill Desire, Channel Fart Fumes, Tom Ford Big Splashes, and Bulgari Lady de Boy.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Two.
Mr. Two.
Classic.
So, guys, what do you think? Give me your opinion. Tell me here what you think. Could this have been slipped through Rolex quality control?
No,
I think
it's impossible because they have it covered with stickers. So before they gave you the watch, they take the stickers off. They can't miss it. It's physically impossible.
It needs a video, Arch, even if he's not paid for it.
Yes.
Connor, what do you reckon? How do you think he got that? You think he was wanking off in the bathroom and hit it up against something?
I think, look, the reality is, right, so many people, they wear their Rolex. Oh, yeah, it's a Rolex. They're still quite delicate. Remember that. Everything is delicate. I mean, you can do heaps of shit with it, but you can easily scratch it very, very easily against a rough... You might not even feel it. You know what I mean? If you're on a subway or... Yeah. It's so easy. You got to be careful. I mean, this is how it goes.
Look at the position of the scratch, too. That's like a backhand fuck this right there. You definitely backhanded something without noticing.
Look. It just man up and say, shit, I got to be careful. That's all you got to do, man. Don't be a dick about it and try and blame somebody else for your own stupidity.
Do you think the light is catching it where it's making it look so much more like worse than it is, right? The light is like right in there.
Yeah, I think so.
I just think it's ridiculous. These Americans, they just think these New Yorkers, they just think, hey, it can't be me. I didn't do that. I mean, what the? I don't understand. I don't. Brian BK, let's be real. This clown is a transplant to New York and not a native New Yorker. Back me up, JJ.
He's right. I was thinking the same thing. I don't know. A lot of people come to New York and they claim they're
Yes,
New
you're right,
Yorkers.
because it's so expensive. All the New Yorkers have moved out.
Yeah, the real New Yorkers are all in Florida now.
Yep, that's exactly it. Exactly it. ABC is on the channel. Hey,
Hey,
ABC. How are you
Hey,
going?
Arch.
Hey,
I'm fine. How are
ABC.
you?
You're not into $500
I know,
fragrances, are
yeah,
you?
on it.
Not really, but I was
No.
well, I know some people from like the UAE or Saudi Arabia that get the oil oud perfumes that are worth thousands. They're absolutely
Oud. What's the
colossal.
oil
Yeah.
oud?
Oud is from some kind of bark from Cambodia or something like that.
Oh my god. Oud.
And that
Ancient
stuff
tree.
is seriously expensive.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oud.
Here,
I
But
don't
yeah,
know what to
how-
say, because most people from the Middle East I know, they all stink. You know, I don't know.
maybe that's why they have such strong fragrances.
Well, obviously,
Cover
because
it up.
it's the climate. It's so hot. It's so hot. You know what I mean? It's hot.
Bit like
You
Brisbane.
can't- Exactly. That's why I have so many fragrances. It stinks, particularly if you're put a bit on and.
How
I gotta
many
be
is
honest
too
with
many?
you, $500 fragrance isn't gonna make you sexy. You know that? Is it?
Yeah, Tim, why are you spending all this money? Don't you have a wife? Come on, man.
Got a
Marco, I
beautiful
think
one.
we went through this. These perfumes, they're like Rolexes. You can get the money back anytime. What's the problem?
Get yourself a $30 cologne. It's good enough.
Look, I think you spend a
It's
little
more
bit,
for
but-
me than for other people, but
Hey, Jeff.
Yes,
What do
mate.
you think, man? What do you think of this younger generation? $300
I don't get it.
perfume. What do you
Don't
think?
get it.
No.
No.
Stick to Rolex. Buy Rolex, don't you think?
okay.
How many is too many? Like the watch collection. How many
Get-
fragrances?
Oh, I can
Get
tell
this
you
one
Yeah.
for your
exactly.
wife, or
That's-
for your mother, or for somebody.
gotta
This
tell
is
you
the best
seriously.
woman's perfume.
That's Baccarat Rouge, right? 540.
540. Yeah.
Jesus
$540
Christ.
$540 or
No.
540?
No, that's the like the name of it. Baccarat Rouge 540.
Can you not just get the?
Probably
Can you not just
close
get the?
to
Can you not just get the bottle on eBay and fill it up with some cheap shit?
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
could, but this thing lasts for like 2 days.
What if
Nothing
you shower?
If you don't
replicates.
Tim, what happens if you take
Crazy.
a shower?
Sorry,
I
what,
don't know
Marco?
what to say.
What happens if you take a shower? Doesn't the scent go away?
Actually, not. That's the weird thing about it. It's like it'll stick to you because it goes into your pores, so you have to really scrub hard.
Here we go. Johnny Rotten, $5 Canadian. Jeff Philby needs to come clean. Is he a plant?
No plane.
Ooh.
Here we go. Mr. 2, $8. Don't get me wrong. Archie's fragrance collection is expensive. Do you understand how much KFC needs to eat to fill one bottle of Chanel de Fart Fumes? I gotta tell you guys, seriously,
Oh,
I
we've
tell
got
you,
some vicious punters in the chat.
yeah, these are very. Look, I gotta tell you
Relentless.
guys, seriously, I love. Look, I love my watches. That's all I really want to do is watch. You know,
ABC,
watches.
ABC. Is it me or are us Brits just not that bothered? We wash. We use a bar of soap.
No,
we
it's because you don't have the temperature. You don't get hot and stinky. It's cool. You know what I mean. It's mainly in these countries where, you know, it's hot and horrible.
It must just be cheaper to put the aircon on 24/7 than buy all this expensive fragrance.
No, but like JJ, he's from New York, so that's East Coast America, which gets really cold. Marco's from Canada, which gets pretty cold. Tim's also from New York, so I don't know.
A lot of places, there's especially designed cold weather fragrances. It's definitely not a temperature thing. You know, I mean, I have winter fragrances. I have summer ones that you could never wear in the winter because, I mean, you could never wear the winter ones in the summer. You'd kill somebody. You'd choke them to death. You know.
The only one that I wear is the same one my wife buys me every year, and it's called. It's from Penhaligon. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that. It's a company down in London. It's an independent company in London. She buys me that, and that's about £70 a bottle.
Showcase. All you need are these. Okay, these are the best. This. I don't know if it's
What's that?
That's
Marco,
Yves Saint Laurent Homme and Mont Blanc Legend.
That's
Are
it.
you in Marco, are you in a dungeon?
Super cheap.
He's in a. Hey, Malik
What
Diamond,
do you say,
$5.
Joseph?
Arch, do you water whiskey? Do you water whiskey the last bit out of our cologne of your cologne bottles? No, cologne. It's hard to get the tops off, but I make sure I spray it.
He's tried.
It. Get
And guys-
every last drop out. And I gotta tell you, seriously, guys, let me just say this to you. When I was young, you know what, my fragrance, when I was a youngster, I'll tell you my fragrance. I thought I was so cool. Yves Saint Laurent Jazz.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Half black, half white.
Yeah, I thought that was so Art Deco. I thought it was so cool. Yves Saint Laurent Jazz. That was my. And you know what? The funny thing about fragrances is, let me get this super chat. Third Eye, 1983 to £3. Creed Spice and Wood, perfect winter fragrance.
If any of you guys super chat $20, you can see the Pontiff Lizard Lick some sort of a aftershave.
By the way, Showcase. What were you saying before?
Ooh.
What do you want?
I'm saying it looked like you're in a dungeon.
Oh no, it's just my room here.
I gotta tell
A
you,
dungeon.
seriously, guys, I had Yves, you know, fragrances. What I wanted to say is,
That's my room.
the
That's my bed.
fragrances actually bring back memories. You know, you have a girlfriend who wore a certain smell, or, you know, I got to tell you, I want to buy the Jazz again. I love Jazz. That was they had a thing called layering. I don't know if you guys are into layering. That's where you have the Yves Saint Laurent Jazz soap, you have the skin cream, and you have the aftershave, because then you get the layering, consistent smell. Because if you use different brand of deodorant to your fragrance, it kind of becomes a mess.
Well, we
So
can't
you
have that.
do layering.
Is that true, JJ?
I mean, I don't really. People do layer. I don't really wear skincare products from a fragrance house, but if I do use anything, it's usually unscented.
Okay, guys, right, I'm just going to put this out here now, and I'm going to become the unpopular one on the panel. You guys are more feminine than men right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Arch, let me ask you, do you think I have too many? You're the only one here that's seen how many I have.
Mr. C, $1. Look, I got to tell you
Mr.
this.
C.
Let me explain this, okay? I would say you've got to look. A man can't tell another man what to spend his money on, okay?
Or what he
Personally,
wears.
I think it's a bit selfish if you don't have beds for the kids, or they sleeping on the floor, and you got $500 perfume. I think that's a bit weird, okay?
Mm-hmm.
However, let me say this to you. Toyota Mo, $5. Happy New Year, Arch. Thank you, Toyota Mo. Let me say this to you. I would seriously say, I think in moderate. Look, I'll be honest with you, JJ. You don't have kids. You
Yep.
can do whatever you like, whatever floats your boat. I wouldn't really be rushing out to buy more.
No, I don't think so.
But
think
I got to
60
tell you,
is the
you seem
limit.
to look. Smell is a very, very amazing thing. Smell is an amazing thing, right?
Mhm.
I tell you honestly, what my aim was when I started in this game, right? When I was 18, I wanted to try the best things in the world. It's a bit like that, you know, that chef. You know, what's his name? You know that chef who tries buffet. You know that chef, that English guy with the glasses. What's his name? You know that chef? He tries to all this expensive. I wanted to try good stuff. I wanted to try nice perfume. I wanted to try nice restaurants, nice everything. I wanted to try the stuff, right? That was always what I wanted to do. I think now, looking back on it, the funny thing is, car fun, $2. I thought this was a watch live stream. Okay, we'll get back.
Fair
And
point.
Sam, £5. What do you think of the Grand Seiko SBGN 003 quartz ticking time, fuking time bomb, Fukers? Okay, we'll come back to that. Let me say to you, I think honestly, the truth is, one thing I have learned, because I had some fashion, I tried some expensive, seriously, I would say to you, if you're going to put money into any sort of luck fashion goods, put it into watches. Put it into watches. Put it into watches. You don't have to have the $500 aftershave. I wouldn't exactly get Old Spice. I like something a little bit of substance. I used to do a lot of duty-free flying, see, and I still found Chemist Warehouse cheaper. Chemist Warehouse was cheaper. Except for Chanel. If you're going to pay full price, if you want to get it through the airport, the only thing that's worth getting is Chanel, because they don't discount anywhere. But these super brands, man, this is just so exotic. I never heard of this stuff before. The world is so out of its mind. This world is crazy. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, so let's get this one up here. Let's get this up now. So Sam is talking. What's he talking about?
It's an
Give me that
export
number.
SBGN
It's
003.
Grand Seiko SBGN
003.
003. Okay, let's get this baby up.
It's an
Let's
Explorer
have a
2
look.
homage. It's
It's
a rip-off of the Explorer 2.
Look, I gotta
Yeah.
be totally honest with you. I got a
Rolex.
lot of respect. Let's bring it up on the screen because you guys want to see it. Sorry about this. I'm just doing it now. Here we go. Have a look at this, guys. What do you think? I gotta tell you, you know what? I like it. I
Get the
actually really
Rolex
like it.
on it. What do you mean?
I like it. I like it.
Grand Seiko, Grand Seiko is a company to watch. I tell you, 10, 15, 20 years from now.
I'd get Omega any day over Grand Seiko. Any day.
No, look, let's be honest here. Grand Seiko, the quality is amazing. If you've actually, I wanted to hate this brand so much, but the reality is, look, Seiko Presage, sure, they're a bit cheap, okay? But the Grand Seikos, you gotta give them credit, okay? They are amazing quality. I think this is their quartz, isn't it? I think it's got a
Yes.
quartz in.
Didn't Bark
I'm
and
not
Jack
looking.
have this watch? I'm pretty sure Bark and Jack had this
His
watch.
had a yellow,
yellow.
one, didn't it?
Oh yeah, he had the
Yeah.
yellow one.
He had the
Look.
one. If you look down, you see with the yellow in the screen.
I gotta be honest with you, okay? Seriously, man.
He got rid of that real quick.
He did, yeah.
Look,
I like the
Yeah.
spring drive. That's just amazing to watch.
look, it uses the 9F86 quartz movement.
Yeah.
Quality is actually pretty damn good. I got to be honest with you. They are an amazing. I actually like it. 25th anniversary watch. This one here. I don't hate it. I'm sorry. I think there's some good things out there. Mr. 2's coming on here saying, I was told to put on music during Christmas lunch. I put on Uwe's video of Archie's Santa baby with no pants on repeat all day. It brought cheer to the world. Thank you.
The Pontiff.
Is
I
Uwe
think this
there?
is
What's happened to
after.
Uwe? Is he there still, Uwe? I haven't seen Uwe in years. You know
No,
Uwe?
he was forced out, wasn't he?
Yeah,
by YouTube.
that's right. Because you didn't seem to see eye to eye with him, man. It's your fault.
Me? I've never met the guy.
Yeah, man.
I've never even chatted
You're
to
the
the guy.
one who
Come on.
put the. Yes, actually. ArchieLuxury eats pet food. Pet food. That was an Uwe video. Remember that? Pet food. Pet food. Yes.
I saw
I
his.
gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you. Here we go, Mr. 2. $3. Seiko is Lexus. Yes, it is great quality, but boring.
So how many
It's right
months
there.
or weeks will we keep badgering Marco to buy an Explorer 1 then?
Until he buys one.
6 months.
Until I buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
April?
yeah exactly.
Is that our?
Look, Look, I got to be honest with you. Marco's a young... Look, I'll be honest with you, okay? Let's be completely frank with Marco here. He's 21 years old, right? He's got a beautiful Pam. That's a nice watch. Get the Explorer 1, Marco. You'd be so happy, man. It'll make you happy.
It's like a
woman,
sex. It's like a virgin.
No
sex
woman
therapist.
can make you happy. No one can make you happy. You're young. You'll love this watch. You'll look back 20 years and say, you know, I had this when I was 21. I loved it so. Man, you just love it. You know what I mean? Stop, watch, and roll. $10. Question for the panel on value. If a Vacheron Overseas Chrono is under 14,000 second hand from a value perspective, why would the Daytona be better value from a quality perspective?
Yeah, it's not Pontiff. The Overseas is a better watch, right?
I got to tell you, the Daytona is probably one of the only waterproof. There's very few waterproof chronographs that I would trust. The Seamaster chronograph, but I think you've got to understand the different genre. Rolex and VC are two different genres. See, VC is horology. It's like Patek sort of level, whereas Rolex is utilitarian quality. Okay, and the whole thing in this watch game is the Daytona is such a strong piece. It's the holy. It's what other people. We are people. We're social creatures. The reason we like watches is because we can show off. Mine better than you. Look what I've got. Look at my toys.
Six Patek.
Could I add
five
one?
actually? Probably
Five.
5.5 at the moment.
Yeah,
5.80. Okay, because he's put down a $2,000 deposit. 5.8. Look.
Could I add one point to this question?
Yep.
That he
Go
asked?
on, please, panel. They want you to come in. Yes.
He's saying why would the Daytona be a better value from a quality perspective? But I don't really think it's from the quality perspective. I think it's more from the desirability perspective because you can't get it.
Yeah, I think there's that, but I think it's also the design, right? Most people just prefer the Daytona design. It's pretty iconic in its own right, whereas the VC Overseas it doesn't have kind of the history and the cult following that the Daytona had, and now it's become more mainstream, right?
The biggest problem you've got with things like the Daytona is what if Rolex just one day decides to open the taps on supply?
Yep, exactly.
Every Rolex owner who thinks that the quid's in is going to be absolutely crying their eyes out and jumping off the top of buildings.
Yeah, 100%. Can you imagine you paid like $30,000 for a Daytona or something like that showcase? Oof.
And that's why the value is where it is.
What's going to happen? It'll fall to retail.
Yeah.
I just can't see them doing that because they haven't opened the tap on Datejust or anything like that. But
guys, don't forget, this is what I was saying, like before the Paul Newman auction, most Rolex models sold for below retail, right? So it's not far-fetched to think like one day maybe Rolex will get soft again.
In the UK, it wasn't the case because early 2000s you had to get on a waiting list for subs, which meant you had to then pay a premium. It wasn't much. It wasn't thousands. It was a few £100.
Hey, ABC, in 2017, I got my Hulk out of the AD window. The Hulk was actually sat in.
The Hulk was $4,000 once upon a time, wasn't it?
When I went to buy...
Guys, 1 second, we got super chats.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
fellow Riser, $2. Marco, why Pam and not Tudor, Breitling, or even Omega? That's what he just bought it when he was young and stupid. That's
no, I bought it the Italian.
The Italian homage, was it?
Yeah,
Italian homage. Okay. EPC acquisitions $5. Thoughts on sending a naked Neo vintage to Rolex servicing for insurance appraisal versus service authentication. Franken, any concerns if it comes up stolen? Look, let me answer this. It's like, let me say this to you. EPC, it's a stupid idea. Okay? I'll tell you this, okay? It's like taking a Mercedes Gullwing to a Mercedes dealer. They never bloody seen one. Okay? They've never seen one. Okay? Mercedes dealer is good for modern. You go to a vintage specialist. That's what I would do. That's where you'd go. Thoughts on taking a naked neo vintage? What's a neo vintage? What the hell are you talking about? Neo.
Like
That's
maybe
sort of
pre-ceramic, like
yeah,
pre-ceramic stuff.
pre-ceramic. Look, for insurance appraisal. Look, why would you do that? I don't understand. You just go to in my country, you get a registered valuer. The last place I would go would be Rolex because they would be inclined to change tritium into it's stupid. Okay, you paid your $5. The answer is the problem is that they are not specialists in vintage. You go to a vintage specialist, someone who knows this stuff. Rolex knows modern stuff. Once something is sort of, over 20 years old, it's very hard for them to pinpoint things, okay? They don't do that. You're better off go to a vintage person. If you had a Mercedes, I had a Mercedes, I was looking after a Mercedes Pagoda. You don't go to a Mercedes dealer, they would have no idea what to do with it. Huh? The tradesman who's going to work on it wasn't even born when that car was around. Okay, they would know nothing about it. Absolutely nothing.
But to part of his point, I don't know if you've ever heard people do this. Sometimes, like to get a free appraisal to see if it's real, they'll bring the watch to the Rolex for not headquarters, but for service, and they'll ask them to let me know how much it would cost to service this. And they'll pretty much tell you if it's fake, we can't service this. So that's like a way of getting around it for free to find out if it's real.
But they destroy it then, don't they?
I know people who've also lost expensive parts doing that. Don't be cheap ass. It's not nice. Yeah. It's not a good thing. There's nothing. Look, I don't think that's a good way to do things. Okay, it's not. I hope you get burnt. It's just a bad thing to do. So, as far as stolen goes. That's why you buy from a good dealer. You buy from a good second-hand dealer. That's Burr being hard $2. What brand will be the next Rolex in 30 years? Well, I tell you what, seriously, I think what's going to happen in the watch market. So let's look at this. That's a very good question. Let me tell you this quickly, okay? Because he's only paid $2. What's driving Rolex now? What's driving the price through the roof?
Demand.
The Chinese. Okay, the demand is coming from China because China was a closed shop, right? What's going to happen is China is new to luxury goods. They want big labels, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Rolex. They want these big names. Eventually, they realize that's extremely tacky. Okay, it's an oxymoron. Can you imagine a non-tacky Chinese person? The thing is, the super brands, Lange, Patek, Vacheron, AP, they will see huge demand. That's my opinion, because that market will mature and they want something extra special. So you got to say, what is extra special to Rolex? It's Patek, Lange, Vacheron, AP. That's what I sort of would say. Doesn't mean Rolex will be dead. No, I didn't say that. But that's what they will go into. Look at Japan. Japan is the oldest luxury market in the world. Okay, they wanted luxury goods in the 80s. Because of how the economies went. What are they into? Still Rolex, but also Patek is huge. Those more specialized horology things is where the hobby leads. That's the way it is, sunshine. TF, €2.30. Thoughts on a 2020 Mercedes E-Class Cabriolet? Jeff, I'm going to get you to answer that. You've got a Mercedes-Benz. What do you think of that car?
Lovely car, Arch. Depends on the engine, though. But
I'd tend to say get the coupe, because when that convertible mechanism fikes up, which it inevitably does, big bucks to fix.
Depends on the climate where you live too. Probably the coupe's
Mind
better.
You, a Cabriolet Mercedes, you only live once. Wouldn't it be cool to have one? You look really cool in it.
Wearing all your fragrances, Arch, as you're driving along. And attracting all these women
Well,
following him.
you'd want, wouldn't you just close the roof to keep the smell in your car? That's expensive smell. You don't want to share it with other people.
Yeah, a good car.
Mercedes. I remember. I don't know if you remember this, Jeff. You remember in the 90s, Mercedes-Benz released. This was the W124 platform. They released a Cabriolet. They had an E220 Cabriolet and an E320. Do you remember that in the 90s? Do you remember those? I remember. I was so in love with that. It was a W124 Cabriolet. I was so in love. I thought, you know what? If I could get one of those, I'm going to pull up a picture because you guys, these youngins here, they have no idea. They have no idea what we're talking about, Jeff.
I still thought the coupe was better.
JJ, do you have a Mercedes?
Yeah, I had 2.
What do you think about the EClass? What do you think about this car?
Look at this. This is a 90s. It's a W124. What do you think of that, Jeff? What do you think? Jeff, tell me what you think of that.
I still preferred the coupe in that day. The CE24 or whatever it was called. It's 300E.
No, it was actually called a 300 CE-24.
24. That's right.
Signified that it was the new
6-cylinder
24 valve. Because before that, they were 2 valves per cylinder. They then went 4 valve. By the way, you don't want the 24 valve one. They apparently take oil.
They do.
If you could get, you'd rather have a 300E non-24 than a 300E-24. You'd rather have the 12 valve. That's a better engine. Because after that, they developed the new 320 engine. That's what replaced it.
And just one thing, the 2020 E-Class Cabriolet is going to be the old body style. They're putting a new body style out of 2021.
So I got to tell you, what do I think of Mercedes? I love these old Look, what do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, nice cars.
We got a super chat, Ponif.
I love. Look at this blue. Look at that. You had that. You were minted. Absolutely minted. Here we go, Mr. 2. $8. I've got an E-Class Cabriolet, but also got the SL for the hardtop. Fabric roof can be annoying and high maintenance. Tree sap and bird poo. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Very good point.
Especially the tree
I'd
sap.
love a Cabriolet. You know that I'd love one of these things. I'd love to have. I look at these cars. I love them. The problem with these Mercedes, I don't know if you know this, Mercedes had a biodegradable wiring loom at this time period. Did you remember that?
No.
So they had this wiring loom that apparently broke down over time. Well, guess what? Now that these cars are 30 years old, guess what, sunshine?
Oh boy.
Can't fix it?
You got to replace the wiring harness. Do you know how hard
Oh, shit.
Super chat.
Biodegradable wiring
You got a
harness
super
was
chat,
a
Ponif.
stupid idea. Toyota Mo, $2. Maybe he should get a Toyota Tacoma.
Come on, guys. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
I got to tell you, the Toyotas are brilliant. I got to be honest with you. You want a reliable car? Tell me this: if I bought a Camry or a C200, what's going to last longer? Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I don't
The
think
Camry,
the
Camry will last
the Benzes aren't what they used to
way
be.
longer than a stupid Mercedes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
You can't beat Toyota's reliability. They're
But
the most reliable
the Mercedes
car.
is going to piss off my neighbors when I go to the school reunion, and the Mercedes is going to make me feel cool, isn't it?
For you, keep the Civic. Buy more Rolex.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the Civic. Forget it. This is what annoys me. You know, my old man, I asked him, could I lend them? No, he said no. Cannot lend his Mercedes. Can you believe that? What's the point in having...
Get the Pepsi instead, Ponif. Get the Pepsi.
Get the Pepsi.
He doesn't want
Just
all
have
those
it.
fragrances in his car.
I just asked him if I could lend it, you know?
Just out of interest, Arch, would you lend him one of the Pateks?
No.
There you go.
Touche.
No, I've seen how he looks after it. He doesn't, you know, my old man, he's rough. Like he goes and cleans the pool filter with his Rolex Datejust on. I said, just take it off. He wears one of these copper bracelets, you know, for arthritis, and it dings on his... I said, man, put it on the other hand, please. Oh, no. Oh, shit. And then what else does he do? I said, his dream watch is a 36mm Datejust. I said, man, if you are going to wear it every day, it's in 18 karat gold, it'll be stuffed. I said,
Yeah, but Arch,
steel.
Arch, don't you think, right? Forget collecting, forget watch collecting. If you see a guy who has, some like your old man, who's got his Rolex on his wrist, he uses it every day. It's part of him. It just goes on a journey with him. He doesn't care. It's just his watch. It just does its job. Do you not think that person is cooler than the person that's got a box of 20 of them?
Like safe queens.
Hoard and possess showcase. What kind of question is that? Hoard and possess.
I like to see the guy who's got 3 watches, who really appreciates what they are. He's careful, doesn't abuse, he's careful, loves them, respects them. He uses them all the time, but they're just amazingly good condition. Because all you got to do is, if you're going to do something silly, you're going to lift some furniture, take your Rolex off. You understand? You're going to mow the yard, take your watch off. You're going to go on a skateboard, water pump, plastic, take the Rolex off.
You see, the reason why I ask is because I played golf about, I don't know, 18 months ago with a guy, and he had his bluesy on. It was a two-tone bluesy, and he had that watch for a number of years.
By the way, you shouldn't wear a watch. You shouldn't wear a Rolex when you're hitting golf balls.
Yeah,
no,
really.
No, so he had this watch, right, and it was bad to hell, and he's had it for, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and he didn't think anything of it. He just said, oh, yeah, he says it's a Rolex. I got it years ago. It's a nice watch. I just thought he was so cool. He was just so blasé about it.
Understand. Here we go. Mr. 2, $8. Arch, the force runs strongly through you. Join me in the dark side. Get the Pepsi! We will destroy the bearded lady and log trainer forever. Wah. Okay. And then Malik Diamond, $5. He can't lend you the Mercedes because the seat would be stuck. He'd try to shift it. It wouldn't move. Look underneath and find a couple of sex grenades. Ha! And then TF. £2.30. Showcase watches made a good point. Benz versus BMW.
Ooh.
What was your point you made, Showcase? I can't remember that.
I don't remember talking about Benz versus BMW.
Okay.
I think he's just asking you.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, BMW is more of a driver's car, and Mercedes is traditionally more of the quality of the ride for the passengers. I mean, it's not a crap drive.
Man, SLK, that's a driver's car, isn't it?
SLK is. I love mine.
Malik Diamond, $5. Arch, new Air King versus White Milgauss, about the same price now. Which? I got to be honest with you, Malik. I don't like either of them.
I thought you said the White Milgauss has great investment potential, Pana.
It does, but I don't like it. I'd honestly, I don't know. The white just doesn't sing. I don't know why. I'm just telling you personally. The Air King also, for not much more, you can get. I'd
get the Air King Eddie Bracken Pana. It's a little more unique. No, and better.
Out of those two, an Air King. Yeah.
Get the Explorer.
Yeah, I'd get the Explorer out of the 3, but the Air King out of the 2 for me.
I tell you what, Arch, I must say that Z Blue, I've been thinking more and more about that. I reckon that's just a beautiful watch.
Yes.
You tell him. You tell him.
Yes. No. I'm
more Rolex.
Well, that's exactly it. I'm thinking, you know what? I'll get that. Super Steel 75, $5. Thanks for having me on New Year's chat, Arch. Oh yeah, Super Steel. He was a cool guy. And Happy New Year to all you boys. Thank you so much, man.
Happy New Year.
One boy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
gotta tell you, seriously, I really do think with your Rolex itself, they're just... Look, what do I think of people who just wear them like... That's a very interesting thing, Showcase. The thing is, I've always had really respect for it. Like, I had my 1016, I always took care of it. I didn't beat the shit out of it. I was always careful with my watches. So when you say he beat the shit, I don't know what to say there, man. See, the thing is, right, I did a paid review. I had another, okay, let me tell you another story, okay? Guy comes to me, he's getting married, he says he wants to buy, instead of getting have an expensive wedding, he wants to get a really nice watch for him and his wife, new wife-to-be. And I said to him, is this going to be her only watch? Or is this a special... Okay, so he gave me a list of watches. There was a Patek, there was a Cellini, there was an AP ladies watch, not a Royal Oak. And I said, all of these watches are in gold. Some of them are on bracelets. I said, if you're going to wear this shite every day, they will fall to bits. The best watch for a woman, and I mean this, even get a Rolex, Oyster Perpetual, or a Datejust, because it's steel, two-tone at worst. I said, that's what you get. They're waterproof. You can wash your hands. Women are always in the kitchen washing their hands. They're clean. If you keep doing that with a Patek that's not waterproof, it's inevitable it'll get damage. Okay?
You got a super tap on it.
These watches are special occasion watches. TF, £5.50. How to buy a 1675. So many rip-off. What to look for. What variant are the best. Which ones to avoid. Which year. TF, the answer to that is you get in touch with a vintage specialist. Okay? In my country, in Australia, I go to Ronnie, Vintage Watch Co.
Arch, is that a vintage Pepsi?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1675. That was the plastic, non-quick set. It was the
TF. I'd go for the 16750. You get 100 meter water resistance as opposed to 50. The movement's been updated. It's a better watch. I'd go for the 16750 if you're going to get one.
Oh, I'd say the 1675. That's like the 1680 of GMTs. It's an icon. It's amazing watch. So many rip-off. Look, the thing is this. Some parts have been changed over the years. You go to a vintage specialist. That's what you do. Which year? It doesn't... The year isn't really... These are not like cars. Okay? It's more the condition. Okay?
If it's had replaced hands, keep away from it. If it's got Swiss only on the dial...
Hands, a lot of them, most of them have replaced... It's not the end of the world if they've got replaced hands.
What about the indices?
It depends on the condition of the dial, the condition of the dial, and the hands have to match.
You've got to realise these. Look, the answer is you get a good vintage dealer. That's what you do. Okay. Personally, my own opinion is I would go sapphire. I go sapphire, pre-ceramic.
16700.
I reckon that's kind of the sweet spot, but it's up to you. You get in touch with a vintage specialist. That's what you do. You've got to... Which one? You know, this is the whole thing. Vintage is very hard. Mr. 2, $8. Art, serious question. What happened when you push both your head bolts at the same time? Memory wipe, reboot, Nana Kim, radar, finder. I got to tell you, man.
Mr. 2 is vicious tonight, Connor. What's going on?
Vicious. Oh my God.
Look, I gotta tell you guys, seriously, Rolex, I think honestly, that's a real interesting question, Showcase. Is it cooler just to have one Rolex that you go through life with?
100%.
You know what? I'm actually envious of that.
Yeah.
Okay? I am
100%.
envious of that. 100%. You know what? You are 100%. Mr. $2, $3. Are they chrono pushers? It's a flyback. Flyback. I gotta tell you, I'm jealous. You know that? I am jealous. You know, Showcase, I'm jealous.
Go another super chat.
Here we go. Kelvin Chung. $6 Canadian. I have a BLNR Oyster as a daily beater, looking to pair it with a paddock, dress or sports paddock, thinking 5205 annual calendar thoughts. Look, sports paddock is ridiculous. You're looking at crazy money. So bang per buck, I would say, why not buy, what a great, I love the 5146. They're a lot cheaper. 39.5 mil size. I don't think. Say a 5130.
I don't think money's going to be his thing, is it? If he's using a BLNR as a beater.
No.
BLNR, that's not that special, is it?
No.
Batman.
If you know what I think you should get? Maybe a 5196 in rose gold. Just a perfect wind and wear one.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point, because the reality is, if you wear, what I find is an annual calendar, I hate having the wrong date on it. Okay, so they're actually a real, why not get a world time? I reckon you don't have to get the one I've got, but get the 5130. It's a big size. You seem to like bigger things. And other option is the 5196, just a wind and wear paddock, because most of the time your paddock sits in the box, you just look at it and show it to people. I probably would say that'd be a better combo meal deal.
Yeah,
Mr.
I like the
C,
world time recommendation. That's good.
$1. I got to tell you, you've really got me started on that showcase. I'm jealous of the man who has one watch, he just wears it everywhere.
Do you know what? Right, I see people.
I'm jealous.
If you
was it?
Right, look at this. Right, if you look at someone like Dustin Hoffman, he's won his Pepsi for, I don't know what, 20, 30 years. Clint Eastwood has won his root beer 20, 30 years. These are cool guys. They're not there. They're not there saying, "Oh, I think this is cool for this reason. I have a box full of them." They just wear it. The watch doesn't make them cool. They're just cool. The watch is just an accessory that just adds to the coolness.
And they don't even, a lot of these cool people don't even give it a second thought. Oh, it's just a watch I got given.
Yeah,
but exactly.
They acquired it somehow.
But it's not their hobby,
too much about it.
But it's not their hobby. Like the guy you were playing golf with, does he have one golf club? Or is he really into golf and has a bunch of different clubs? And you know what I mean?
I'm out on the course with one club. I've tried that. I went on there with a 5-iron. Okay. I said that's all I need. Then they said to me, I need a wood, an iron, and a putter. 3 minimum. That's what they said to me. 3 minimum.
Imagine what they were saying in the clubhouse when you walked.
Don't worry. I left some trademarks on the green.
By the way, Ponif, we missed a super chat from
Mr. 2, $8. Do you think my bank manager will allow me a HELOC to fund the last few weeks of super chats? It's hot, man. Getting hot.
He's on fire.
He's on fire today. He really, really is. I gotta say, you've really stumped me, Showcase. I am jealous of the man who has one watch. Yes, I am. And you know what, Showcase? You know what makes me jealous too?
What's that?
You think about it. We got a blender. We threw all my watches in. Panex, my sub. Press the button. Pour out the contents. Put it into a freezer. You know what we've got? A bluesy! A bluesy!
Yep.
Well,
you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Get the Pepsi. You could just wear the Pepsi every day, technically.
I got to tell you, that's why I actually chose the date sub, because that's the kind of watch that's a one-and-done watch, isn't it?
Yeah, you could just wear that date sub and sell everything.
Didn't want the no date. It's too cool. People who buy $500 aftershaves and drive around in Mercedes-Benz AMGs. I wanted something that a real man would buy. The date sub, Why wouldn't you get the date? Oh, couldn't you? When I had my no date, people would say, couldn't you afford the date? I said, no, I couldn't. It was $1,500 more. You know what I'm saying? Guys, the no date is too cool. It's too cool.
Ooh.
I've got to tell you, seriously, I am jealous, Showcase. He's got one and done. you're not going to tell. Next, you're going to tell me he's got one car he drives and he goes everywhere in it.
You think about this, though. You think about this. That watch has seen the birth of his kids. That watch has seen job promotions. It's seen happy times. It's seen bad times. It's seen everything. It's seen his life.
Yep. It is him.
That's cool.
It's very cool.
You're not a one and done man, Arch. Anything. I mean, have a look in the background. I mean, you know.
Yeah, for real.
You got to have 10 of everything.
I had
one watch for Hoard and Possess, right? Hoard and Possess.
Arch, don't listen to Jeff. Jeff's just trying to tell you more Rolex.
Here we go, Mr. 2, $3. Can you bring up my New Year's photo? I just emailed you. Okay. Look.
You know, I wore one watch for years and years until I got into it as a hobby. You know.
Don't tell me you wore that Breitling, JJ.
What did you wear? Tell me that.
Oh, that Breitling I had.
Oh my goodness!
I wore that watch for a good 10 years straight, as the only watch I had.
Yeah, but you have to tell
who sent me. Where did you send me the photos, Mr. 2? I'm trying to find them. What's his name?
It's Mr. 2. Mr. 2, could you quickly super chat how Archie can find it? Quick.
What's his name? I can't remember his name. What's his real name? I can't find it.
He said he sent it on
New Year's.
Oh, no. It's a picture of New Year's Eve, but he just emailed it. Can you bring up New Year's photo?
I think that was the Pepsi, wasn't it? That was the Pepsi.
Yeah, I think it was
that on yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that on. Yes.
He said the subject has SL in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. You showed it up the other night, Arch. The car.
Yeah, the car in the garage.
Shit. Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm having a look. Oh yes, that guy. He's Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, Christmas. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah.
By the way, Showcase, what's your daily? What do you wear as a daily?
At the moment, I've got the Speedmaster on, but it tends to be either Speedmaster or Seamaster.
The Bond one? The Bond
yeah.
one?
Ooh, here we go. We've got some super chats coming in fast and furious
Yep.
here. Let's get these done here. Okay, I'll get that. Mr. C, $2. Mr. C, $2. My New Year's resolution is to forgive and forget. And Toyota Mo, $5. Drink on me, big boy. Yep, I'll go and grab that. Let's get this photo. I've got to find this photo. Let's get this baby up. Da-da-da-da. Let's have a look here. Has it come in? Yes, it has. The Mercedes-Benzes. He sent me some photos of his Mercedes-Benzes. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look.
Showcase. You have any info on when the Speedmaster's officially coming out, the new one?
No, I've seen the pictures of it, and I've seen the spec sheet of it, but as far as I know,
memorized the full model number for it.
No, not yet, not yet.
Yeah, here we go. Let's get this photo up here. Here we go. This is from my good friend, Mr. 2.
Oh.
Mr. 2. Doki. The Mercedes-Benz.
Wow.
That's a gorgeous car.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Is that nice or not? That's a
Looks terrific in white.
Mercedes-Benz.
Is this an SL?
Yeah,
it's
it
an
is.
SL. It's an
Oh.
SL.
Wow. Hardtop.
Because the SL has it doesn't have a soft top roof. It's got a proper hard top. And look at this. How's that?
There we go.
That's happiness.
The delicious Pepsi.
Look at the table. It's got really nice food. That looks like really cool, expensive food. And the furniture doesn't look like super rainbow.
Just starts to sell food.
It doesn't look like.
Yeah, Ponif, didn't he unbox the Pepsi for us a couple of days ago?
Yes,
he did.
And he had that
Look
beautiful
at that
view
table.
from his
That looks
condo.
like expensive.
Yeah.
He's the sort of guy who's got a woman who looks like, Melania Trump. Doesn't he? Look at this. It's so tastefully done. It's just And look at that, it's out of focus. It's got the bokeh. That's called bokeh. Bokeh, guys.
Looks like he photoshopped the Pepsi can because he doesn't know where to buy the real one.
Look at that. No, that's real. It's got the shadow. You can see the shadow there.
He doesn't know where to
It's
buy a Pepsi
Photoshop.
can.
Looks Photoshop. The
Tim, what do you
Pepsi looks Photoshop.
Tim, what are you taking over there? I want some of it.
It's
Tim, you're letting yourself down. Yesterday you didn't know what a euro was, and today you don't know where to buy a Pepsi can from.
all those books.
Arch, I've just sent you. I've just WhatsApped you a photograph. See what you think. See what you think to that collection.
Da-da-da-da.
That was the last time I photographed the collection. I've added the Bond watch since then.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, beautiful. That's a lovely collection, isn't it? I'm going to call that up. Let's get that baby up. Let's get this baby up here happening. Da-da-da-da. Let's have a look. Da-da-da. Trying to find it because I save it into a place that's got a million. Oh, here we go. It's got a million photos in it already. Okay, we're going to share this with our friends here. Here we go. Share. Da 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 da. This is the Showcase Watches collection. What do you think, guys? Wowzers! Look at this, babies. Look at that. What do you think?
So it's just I've got the Ed White. The Ed White 321 to add, but the 16750 is no longer part of the collection.
Oh no! What happened?
I flipped it. Yeah, I sold that one. I just wasn't wearing it.
You got the Batman still?
Yeah, got the Batman, got the Speedy, got the Sub, got the Black Bay 58, got the Seamaster, and I've got the Ed White on the way.
Did it come with the jingly jangly? Did you put that one on?
No. So the jingly jangly was actually fitted when it went in for service because the old one was absolute foobard.
Oh, they let you keep it? You keep the old one?
No. It was done before I owned it. It was done before I got the watch.
That was an idiotic move. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. No, it was done before I got it.
Here we go, Mr. C, $2. New Year's resolution is to forgive and forget. Toyota Mo, $5. Drink on me. I will get that in a minute. And we've also got, POW, £2.30, 126610 or 124060. Which is more difficult to get? He's saying no date or date sub 41 mil. I don't think there's much of a difference, to be honest with you. I thought they're both pretty. You get whatever you can get. It depends. Look, does it matter? They're both cool. What do you reckon, Jeff? You've got a no date. What do you think's better, Jeff?
Oh,
if you had your choice again.
No, I'm happy with this because I already had a date sub at the two-tone, so I went to no date in this one. So it just depends what you've got. I think you did the right thing.
I think if you're one and done, if you've only got one Rolex, I think the date sub is
the
a great way to go. But if you've got a couple, people like to have some variety. Very cool to have the no date now. All the hipsters seem to have them. And TF, £3.50. A Lange 235.03. That's the 1815 we were talking about. I think, isn't it?
That's the same one that we keep mentioning.
Yeah, we keep bringing it up.
Versus a 5167A. That's a Aquanaut on steel on a rubber.
Get the longer.
The problem is the pricings are so different. The
watches are so different too. Totally different.
I mean, one's a dress watch and one's a sports watch
on a rubber.
Personally, I mean, I think the Aquanaut's really cool. You know, it's a completely different genre. Personally, they're both very good watches. Very weird question. That's like saying, do I go for an SL Mercedes or do I go for a Bentley? Two very different purposed vehicles there. Very they're both beautiful watches. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this baby up. That's the show for today. Let's come back tomorrow. And I got to tell you, man, it's been great having you on.
Well, think on what I said, Arch. Think on what I said.
I'm actually jealous of people who have one and done. I would like to be that way. because you have one. That's it. It goes through all your life events, and you know what? If you have one, you don't have any security problems. You don't have which watch do I wear today. You only have one.
Yep.
So what do you reckon, Pawn, if I stick with the PAM and call it a day?
No.
I don't know if I could do it myself. I mean, I think the Bluesy. If you're going to be a one and done, the Bluesy's a great watch to have, isn't it?
It is.
One and done needs a date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you've
Okay,
got it,
guys.
Arch. You've got the one.
Could
and done.
Daytona be one and done?
There you go.
It could be anything. Any Rolex is a one and done, but you're
Yeah.
right. I am envious.